What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the GRP. Back at it again on a Thursday. Ready to go and talk about the last UFC event this year. I don't know why I got all gravelly there real quick, but yeah, we got the last event of the year, and then we got 6 weeks off. 6 weeks. What the hell is gonna happen? I don't know. Got a couple people in the chat already. What's up, Tyler Fish? Welcome back. Appreciate you for jumping back in. Johnny, dropping some comments. Dude, we're gonna talk about Francis Ngannou, man. You hit that shit right in the head. That's exactly what I was thinking as well. That fool needs some PR training, or some, I don't know, some training and doing interviews or something. Cause that shit is like, it's like pulling teeth, trying to get an answer out of him. So I don't understand it, but Tyler, dude, you just nailed the second topic that I'm going to talk about other than this event coming up, which is Jamahal Hill and Joanna Jedrzejczyk getting into some shit. So, this fucking Stream Deck thing, damn it. Or Stream Elements, I should say. What am I talking about? Anyway, yeah. So those are the two topics actually that I have to talk about other than the event going on this weekend. So you guys are on top of shit, man. You know, we're all thinking alike here. So I'm glad that you guys are here so we can talk about it. Imagine if Jamahal genuinely sleeps her backstage. Oh no, man. That would fucking suck. That would suck. Imagine if she did it to him though. You know what I'm saying? What if she like slipped a punch and fucking knocked his ass out? Imagine the crybaby shit that would come from Jamahal Hill after that. Holy shit. But yeah, that's what we got going on. A couple things in the news that we need to talk about, and you know, the guys in the chat are on top of it. So we'll get into that here in just a second. But yeah, I don't know. You can see it happening. It's Jamahal Hill, man. I don't know. I like that guy at first, you know what I'm saying? Like I don't know why, like, I liked him at first, but I thought his, you know, tattoos were a little corny, the stupid, like, thumbs up things, but I respected what he did, you know, to be, you know, to work his way up to where he was, but, man, the more and more and more he talks, the more and more and more I do not like him. It's like, he should never have gotten in front of a camera and a mic. Literally trips over himself constantly. Worst footwork in the UFC right now. Yeah, and he got his fucking arm snapped in half. He's been knocked out, like everything. And then he just goes on and rambles about all the bullshit of all the excuses in the world. And I say excuses, I don't usually like to say that, but bro, this guy just fucking comes up with something for everything, man. It's like, what are you doing? You just need to learn how to fucking shut the fuck up sometimes. I got caught, you got dominated. Yeah, those are his favorite things to say, 100%. He just got caught. It wouldn't happen again. I come back and dominate you. No, I don't think so. But yeah, we'll get into it a little more here in just a minute. But yeah, it's Thursday. Fucking the month is going by crazy fast. I feel like from one show on a Sunday to the show on a Thursday is like in a fucking flash. I don't know what's happening with time right now. It's crazy, but I'm sure y'all are feeling it too. It's holiday season. That's what the fuck happens. But it's been good so far. So, you know, I just got to get my gift purchases in order. I've been buying stuff here and there, but I just barely went over what I have so far. So it's going to get crazy. You know, the procrastination is real over here, but it's been a busy month so far already, and it's going to continue to be busy, but we get through it and we do it. What did I get you? That's weird. I don't know that I got you anything. I'm just kidding. You're gonna have to wait and see. I would sleep Joanna at home. Johnny, what the fuck? You know I got you shit. You just gotta wait and see. But my wife's trolling me over here already. But So yeah, we just getting ready for all that stuff, but it is what it is. It's the holiday season. That's the way it goes, right? It just next thing you know, it's there. So the Christmas tree's up, the stockings are up, and the lights have been up outside for a while, so it really feels like Christmas. And yet I'm in Arizona and it was pretty fucking warm today. So I don't know what's going on over here with that, but yeah, Johnny, we know what your ass means. That's why I was laughing. Oh man. Oh, you guys cracked me up. But yeah, so other than that, nothing else going on. I'm gonna have to be grinding, trying to figure out what kind of content to put out there, because fucking 6 weeks. We're obviously gonna have the recap show on Sunday after this weekend's event, which is on Saturday, obviously. It starts at 8 p.m. for me here in Arizona, so you guys will have to just adjust for your time. But that's what time the main card starts. Prelims, that means we'll probably start at 5 p.m. for me. So yeah, last event, not the best of cards ever, but at least we have one more. We will all be doing knockout kickboxing watch parties. I buy my ticket for North Pole City, Antarctica to work for Santa. Shit. Yeah, I don't know about the watch parties of other sorts, but we'll have to wait and see. I definitely want to look into some other stuff at 1 a.m. Eastern. God damn, that's what's wrong with that, man. That's what makes it tough. But yeah, I'm still gonna look into it. I still haven't looked into it yet, but I thought about it the other day because I saw something about some other organizations, and I happened to take a look to see, and I'm like, what was it called? What was it called? And then I remembered it was Knockout, and I didn't see it on the list of things. I don't remember what the list was for, but I actually was looking at it. I know you said it's kind of small on YouTube or whatever. Your thoughts on In-N-Out not using 6-7? Bunch of bitches, man. Let people have their fun. I'm just kidding. I fully understand how annoying that shit is, but like, you would think that people would be, excited that their restaurants getting put all over social media when it gets crazy. Like we've seen a couple videos of it, but I don't know, man. I mean, it's like, whatever. I think it's kind of stupid that they would skip a number because of that. But like, what kind of problems were they having? Was it really that bad? I think it's just some old fuck over there is like pissed off and wants to say we can't do that anymore because he doesn't understand it. Who does understand it though, right? You know what I mean? It's like, what's the origins? Does anybody really fucking know? Because what I thought it came from isn't even where it came from. So I heard it was from a song or some shit, and then it turned into some. It's just some brain rot shit, but whatever. It gets stuck in my head because I hear it all the fucking time all over the place. I mean, it's starting to wind down a little bit now. Now it's not as cool anymore because old people are saying it too, so that's when it dies. But I guess that's what we need to do to kill it, right? Just have all the old people start talking about it, and it'll go away. But yeah, that too, Tyler. It's all in Japanese for that knockout. Yeah, it's tough, man. Closed captioning or subtitles, that shit's fucking rough to try to follow, but I'll give it a shot anyway one of these times. But yeah, that's it. Let me give a shout out to my sponsor, of course, Noctane Smelling Salts. Damn it, why in the hell is my logo not popping up here? I don't get it. Oh, did I delete it? Oh man, I bet you I deleted it like a dumbass. Let me see. I must have deleted it. That sucks. I did. What an idiot. I never delete it. Anyway, here's the logo. I'm gonna have to bring it back. Noctane Smelling Salts. That's my sponsor, of course. What do you think of the Supergirl commercial? I don't know that I've seen it, honestly. So I'm not sure what you're talking about. I don't watch a whole lot of commercials. We all scream 6-7 at Walmart while we genuinely buy Prime after we win the gloving tournament and we try to yell at it. Oh my God. That is, yeah, that's a lot. That's a lot. My brain hurts. Now I'm going to make my, everything else hurt for a quick second while I wake up and use this Noctane Smelling Salts. Here we go. Oh. If I'm going to rot my brain in any which way, it's going to be by using too many smelling salts. Just kidding. It doesn't do that. It sure the fuck does wake you up though. It's harsh. This is the most potent bottle, the red cap, but there's other potencies that you can start out with. So if you want to try some smelling salts, check it out. Noctane. Follow that QR code. There's a link in the description below. I will get my logo back up because I'm a dumbass and I deleted it on accident. So, but it's a great product. It's affordable. It lasts a long time, and it's effective. So, oh shit, Johnny. Anyway, let's get to what we're here for, and we'll stop talking about brain rot shit. And yeah, now that I'm awake, I'm gonna take a sip and we'll get started. Bro, I'm not sure that I know what that means, honestly. But that's also because I get brain dead about stuff other than MMA when I start doing the show. So then I feel real dumb because I'm like, oh fuck, I knew what that meant. I just didn't think about it. But yeah, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. I don't know that I want to either. But I'll find out and then I'll laugh later. So let's get started with the show. Oh man, here we go. It's clubbing. If you know, you know. Yeah, see, that's what I'm afraid of, because I always think I know, and then it turns out not to be what I think it is, or sometimes I doubt myself and think I don't know, and it turns out to be exactly what I thought it was. So a lot of times I'm just like, I don't know. Here we go. Let's get started. Already started talking about it a little bit, but yeah, as some of you already know, we had Joanna Jedrzejczyk and Jamahal Hill getting into a little skirmish. You know, hey, what up, Infinity? Welcome back. Appreciate you. By the way, guys, I almost forgot because we're over here laughing it up and talking about other shit. I did an interview with Infinity last night over on his channel at DJ Infinity AZ. Go check it out. You know, he interviewed me just talking about the podcast, how I got started. So if you want a little background, a little lore about the podcast, how I got started and how I do things, you can go check it out. I thought it came out pretty damn good. Yeah, it was good. It was a good one. So we had Tua over there, which I'm sure he'll be in the chat here soon. He always jumps in somewhere between the middle and the end, but he was over there yapping it up with us and talking some shit, which was funny. But any which way, go check it out, guys. It was a good one. And make sure you give DJ Infinity a follow and like the video while you're there, please. That helps his channel out and helps me out too, because you're liking the stuff that I'm doing over there as well. So before we get going on this, Tyler Fish said Khalil Roundtree beat Jamahal Hill in a gloving level or 1v1, then they goon to Joanna together. Oh my god, bro. Tyler's on another level today. Oh man. So at I don't even remember where they were. Was it at UFC 323? Yeah. It says that right here, UFC 323 weekend. Back in the VIP area, Jamahal Hill and Joanna Jedrzejczyk kind of got into a little screaming match with each other. As you can see in his picture there on the right, it says, "If you touch my girl, I'll knock you the fuck out." I hear Hill passport to Poland has been rescinded. Yeah, probably. But the whole thing that happened, and you know what, I'll read what Joanna said just so you don't have to try to squint your eyes and read that in a second, but I actually do have the video, so let's check out the video. It's short, it's kind of barely there, but I just figured I'd play it real fast so we kind of have some context. So here we go. That was it. So you hear him say, "I'll knock you the fuck out," and then he says it again right there, and she's all, "Yeah, you will." Joanna is a fucking beast, man. Like, she's a beast. Just to be like, "Oh yeah, you will? I'll knock you the fuck out." Like, she just said that shit like it didn't even matter. So apparently, before we get into what she said, according to Brain Rot audio in the background, was there some, oh no, it sounded like that's all that was playing, was what they were saying. It wasn't much though, like it was very hard to hear, honestly. So I don't know, I wasn't listening to anything further than what they were saying. Sounds like OnlyFans script. It did. But the whole thing that come to find out, Jamahal Hill, of course, got behind his camera and on a mic like he does and starts talking shit. He released the fact that him and Joanna were, you know, DMing each other back a while back. He said straight up, I was trying to hit and it didn't work out. So maybe she's upset because, you know, now he has a girl, and somehow, I don't know if he had this girl at the moment. It sounded like kind of like he did, or maybe they were just seeing each other, maybe not official or something. I don't know what the deal was or what was happening, but regardless, he had already spoken to his girl. She knows about the whole situation with Joanna. It was over with, and I guess Joanna's manager was talking shit. She was talking shit, and she goes up to him and asks right away, "Where's your girl?" This is 4D chest level Riz. Yeah. You're probably not wrong, Tyler. But anyway, I guess he had a girl, Johnny said. Yeah, so I mean, it was kind of weird because he kind of played it as if they were really not together but together. But either way, at the end, you know, she didn't let him hit it, and they just hung out for a minute and went their separate ways, according to Jamal. And yeah, I guess maybe she's a little butthurt about whatever went down because she found out he had a girl or something. So she starts talking shit. He starts talking shit, as we saw in the video. She somehow says, I'll knock you and your girl the fuck out. And he says, if you touch my girl, I'll knock you the fuck out. So, you know, it's just a battle of words or whatever. But she says, I work so hard to earn my reputation, and I am embarrassed to be in this situation. But when somebody uses my name falsely without any basis in truth, I will always stand up for myself. And for that, I do not deserve to be threatened. I am mindful that I am strong, capable woman who has the benefit of a lifetime of self-defense training. I have a platform and resources that most women don't have, so I empathize with the women who are disrespected and threatened and lack of power and means to stand up for themselves and to stand up for the truth. I expect more from us as individuals and as a society, and I certainly expect more from athletes in our sport, especially former champions. I want to thank the UFC security and staff for their professionalism. I consider this matter closed and wish everyone a happy and healthy holiday season. Hill's favorite song is I'm Not a Player by Big Pun. Battle of Butt Cheeks. Salty Mole Hill. Yeah, all of that's valid. That shit is funny, bro. Like, all of it's funny. Joanna's just a beast, man. I can't believe she against a heavyweight man who is the former champion. Now, we all know his issues with fighting and whatnot, but still, you know, high level athlete. And so is she, but she's what was she at? 125, 135? And fucking, she's like, I'm gonna knock you the fuck out, and I'll knock your bitch out too. That's craziness, man. But Joanna's always been that type, very aggressive. We remember her face-off. She would, you know, do the whole Gollum shit where she would like crouch down, get all up in bitches' faces, and and make it uncomfortable. She's talked a lot of shit, but I could bench press her. Yeah, she got that Polish power. She definitely does. And you know, we've seen her get her ass whooped a few times as well, but just, I give her props just for being like, I ain't afraid of you, Jamal, like, fuck you. So they entertained it for a minute, but you know, that was back in the day, and now they're not having any part of it. But Tyler might be right. It's 4D chest level Riz. So I'm sure back in the back of her head, she would probably let it happen if he didn't have a girl anymore, and she probably finds it hot that they're going at each other like that. But anyway, that was the incident with Jamahal Hill. Jamahal Hill, though, like, come on, man. Like, I get it, bro. You got pissed off. You got a little butthurt and whatever. You don't have to go as far as saying, I'll knock you the fuck out. Yeah, sure, her first strike would be a kick to the groin. Probably. And it would be effective because Jamahal Hill's dropped for less than that. So, but his thing is, you know, he just cries about everything, man. I didn't want to believe that at first. I gave him the benefit of the doubt, and I tried to understand where he was coming from. But he just fucking cries about everything, and he gets on the mic and he makes excuses and talks shit, and it's just annoying. It's annoying. And if he was able to have kept that title for longer, and, you know, didn't put up the excuses like he does as much as he does, and a bunch of other stuff I can think of. That's just his videos are cringy at times, and there's a lot of times where his thoughts and his opinions are way off. So that's what bugs me about him, and that's why I'm just like, bro, now you're threatening to beat up women. It's just fucking dumb. It's all dumb. And yes, of course, she's not your normal run-of-the-mill woman that can't defend herself, because she definitely could, but he's still a man trying to hit a woman in a malicious type way, not in a training way or in a competition. He's straight up wanting to do something to her outside of a cage or any kind of training scenario, and that's just wrong. So he needs to fucking get checked and shut the fuck up. And Joanna needs to watch herself sometimes too, because she does get out of hand, and she does think that she's untouchable, and I'd hate for her to find out the wrong way. Talking is one thing, but touching her is the problem. Yeah, and that's the thing, is I get it, all he did was talk, but like, those are bad optics, and those cause for bad clips, you know what I'm saying? And I'm surprised he's not getting a lot more hate than he is getting, but I think everyone just kind of knows what kind of a dude Jamahal Hill is, and he's just kind of dumb like that. So I'm not surprised. It's just stupid. Nothing good would come of it. Nothing good would come of that at all. It's just dumb. All of it's dumb, and it just sounds like butthurt. Everyone being butthurt about something. So that was that problem. And as of now, Joanna says, I consider this matter closed. We'll see if Jamahal has any more to say about it. I'm sure he will, because he fucking stays butthurt. That fool stays salty all the time. He doesn't let anything go. He holds a grudge, and he'll hold it forever. We've seen it already before. So we'll see what other kind of shit he talks down the road. As far as Joanna goes, she's going to keep going and doing what she does and being happy with it. So that's it for that. Let's move on to the next part of the news, and that is some Francis Ngannou news. So he was on Ariel Helwani's podcast yesterday, I believe, and he put out there that he's going to be a free agent soon, and his contract with PFL is coming up soon, and he's open to a fight with John Jones. But he says biggest fight of all time can only happen with John Jones and Francis Ngannou. No disrespect for other fights or for other fighters. But dude, I don't want to interview Francis Ngannou. I'm not even joking. That should be so fucking frustrating. He sucks at interviews. Sucks at them. Like, he wouldn't answer any questions. PFL got scammed so bad. They sure the fuck did, because he has not come through with anything he said he would do. He's fought for them once. I hear Francis' new nickname is Boss Bully. So yeah, so here's the thing, okay? So before I go too crazy into this, I'm jumping all over the place. First off, obviously we talked about how Dana White was saying that Ngannou put hands on him and grabbed him and pulled him back into the room when Dana was about to walk out, because he was mad that he didn't get 50,000, for a bonus. And then Hunter Campbell tried to leave the room at some point in the middle of a conversation, and he grabbed Hunter by the shirt and some other shit. So that happened, and Ariel Helwani asked him about it, and he goes, "Why don't you ask Dana?" And he goes, and Ariel's like, "What?" He goes, ask Dana about that. And he goes, "No, well, I would, but he won't talk to me, for one, and for two, he would say the same thing because this is all coming from him." So it's like, what the fuck? I don't know what he was thinking. It's like, that's not a good response. That's not a good answer to that question. What do you mean, go ask Dana? We're talking to you about what Dana said. What the fuck is going on in your brain? It seems like the further and further he gets away from being the humble self he was before, the worse and worse his commentary gets on anything he's talking about. Maybe if he did an interview while driving, that would make oh no, Tyler. Francis wasn't thinking. No, he wasn't thinking, because then he goes, well, when Ariel said, "So is it true? Did you put your hands on Dana White?" And he goes, "Well, this happened in his office, right?" And Ariel's like, "Yeah." And he goes, "Well, I'm sure he has cameras up there." Like, bro, elaborate. Like, no one's gonna just get what the fuck you're saying. Just say, hey, I guarantee he has cameras in there. You want to know if it's true or not? Ask for the footage. That to me would be more like, hey, I'm pretty confident in the fact that he's not telling it the way it went down. So go find the footage, tell him to prove it. That's more of a that's more of a way to combat those fucking rumors than just to be like, ask Dana. Well, duh, he's the one that said it. Oh, well, I'm sure he has cameras. Well, okay, so you telling us to go see? What are you doing here? He just doesn't know how to fucking say what he's supposed to say. He just acts all nonchalant about it. And he says, oh, well, all of these things are in the past. All these things have happened already and I'm over them. Okay, then why are you doing the interview? Because you know the topics at hand are what Dana said. When your contract is up, do you want to go back to the UFC? And what are you going to do for your next fight? Those are going to be the topics at hand, regardless of anything else that gets talked about. I bet you Francis has put his hands on Don Davis. Oh, well, Don Davis is quite the bitch. So if he did it to Hunter Campbell, who doesn't look like much, but I guarantee he's a badass in a way of maybe talking more than fighting, and Dana's not a small dude, and to put your hands on the main guy that's been the face of the UFC for this long and is as powerful as he is, you gotta be a dumbass. So yeah, sure, you can beat the fuck out of him, but where in your career is that gonna get you? And that's why, you know, Dana talks a lot of shit, but that's why Dana said what he said. He's not a good guy. And now he's got Jake Paul also talking about how he's not a good guy because Jake Paul threw it out there for him to take over the spot for Gervonta Davis. When Gervonta Davis dropped, they offered him a deal to fight Jake Paul, and he turned it down. And Ariel's like, why would you do that? Why would you do that? That's definitely, like, you're gonna get a bag for that shit. And he's just like, it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. Why would you go from small guy to big guy? It's like, what? Bro, that just means that you have an easy fucking fight if you think it doesn't make sense for you to fight him. Now he's fighting Anthony Joshua, who stepped up, who, you know, come on. Francis' favorite wrestling match is Stone Cold versus Vince McMahon. So now he's got, and Jake Paul was out there kind of fighting for him when the whole, you know, Dana White UFC stuff was going down. When he came over to PFL, they did the whole super fight league, or the super fight division of the PFL. They made that announcement together. You know, Jake Paul talked him up and shit, and then he turns around and says it doesn't make sense, as if he's too good to fight Jake Paul. Like, if you're too good to fight Jake Paul for that kind of money, especially when you haven't been doing shit, you got knocked the fuck out in your last boxing match, and for you to not want to take that fight and make that money when you haven't even done shit in PFL except for win one fight. I know he's been going through a lot of shit, which is why I gave him some grace for a long time, but now it just seems like he thinks he's too good for everything, and unfortunately he's proving everything that Dana White has said about him to be correct. He's not a good guy. He thinks he's too good for everything. He's entitled as fuck, and he wants everything handed to him. It sounds to me like that's the thing. And this coming from a guy who should be humble as shit, considering the beginnings he came from, working in the sand pits, trying to escape where he came from forever and getting deported back a couple times. I think he spent some time in a jail because of, you know, trying to get into America and all this other shit, or get out of his country. I don't even know what it was anymore at this point. But he had a great story, and he's just sullying that story and making it such shit with the way that he acts, and he continuously proves everything. All is good. What's up? Thank you for jumping in. Appreciate you. Thanks for the support as always. The money and ladies changed him. Yeah. I don't know about the ladies part, because I've never seen him with one or even standing near one, but the money for sure, I think, changed him. He thinks he's entitled to everything now. But listen, when you haven't done shit in years except for fight one guy who's really not at the level of the guys you were fighting in the UFC, you don't have much. Not to mention, you go to boxing and you look great against Tyson Fury, but you turn around and fight Joshua and get knocked the fuck out. It's like, bro, you should be a little more humble right now, and you should be taking some things that are offered to you. But Who knows? The motorcycles changed him. Holy shit, Tyler. See, that's the thing. Like, with the things that he's gone through in his life, and you know, losing his son like he did, the issue that seemed to have affected him so much with the woman that passed away, that he hit with his motorcycle because of that accident or whatever, those kinds of things should be making him be a little more humble than he is, because he's seen some shit in his life, but it doesn't seem to have changed him, unless he's, you know, dealing with mental health issues that are causing him to act in the way that he is. But you know what, I mean, those things can't always be the reason. And a lot of, yeah, PTSD, yeah, I mean, that's what I was gonna say, but it's like, you know, the way that some of these things have come out before those issues happened with him, before, yeah, no excuse at all, but before the possible PTSD experiences that could have caused that PTSD, he was already being spoken about this way, and they were rumors and nobody really believed them because they seem like, hey, he's a good dude, but he just, like I said, continues to prove over and over and over again that he's not the guy that he claims to be, and he is the guy that everyone else seems to think he is, due to, you know, anecdotal evidence. And sometimes when that gets proven, fuck, man, it's hard to fight those allegations when you continuously get into interviews and prove all those things, all those rumors to be right. So he has money to see a psychiatrist. He sure the fuck does, but I guarantee you he doesn't think anything's wrong with him, and he won't fess up to any of it. He probably doesn't even talk about it. So it's a damn shame, but it is what it is, and it's unfortunate for him because his career is not going to go where it should have gone, and he's never going to be as big as he could have been if he doesn't stop this stupid shit and get back to what he's good at, which is fighting in MMA, and, you know, maybe make your way back to the UFC, make amends with them, and get back to doing what you wanted to do a long time ago, which was fight John Jones. You say that's the biggest fight that can happen, and you know what? You have time. Apparently his contract will be up before the White House event, which means there's an opportunity there to make that fight between Francis and John. Will it happen though? I don't know, because Dana already said that he can't count on John Jones to be there. And then, so you want to give him the two guys he distrusts the most out of that entire organization, or two of the guys that he distrusts the most that he's ever worked with, and that gives him the most problems, to rely on them for a White House event. That, I don't know that that'll fly, and that's why I don't know that they'll make that fight. But I would love to see Francis come back to the UFC, put some, you know, if he still has it, and he would make that heavyweight division pretty interesting. So, but we'll have to wait and see if he gets his head on straight or not, and if he can actually fight those demons like Infinity said, and win that battle. So we'll keep an eye out for that. But it's been a while since we heard from him, especially after the Dana White comments and all that shit. So at least we heard from him. I don't know that it was beneficial of any sort, and it was kind of a waste of time. But hey, I'm talking about it now, so I guess it wasn't that much of a waste of time. But I'm talking about it in the most negative way possible, which sucks. But I'm just giving you guys what he gave us, which is hardly nothing. I'm actually giving you more opinions that are pretty obvious. So, all right, so let's move on to UFC Vegas 112 and talk about the last event of 2025, the last event on ESPN. Dana was right all along, man. Yeah, Francis should go to WWE where he can feud with the boss. Yeah, that would make more sense, right? Because he can actually get away with that shit there. Oh man, it's just a damn shame, you know, because he had so much talent and he was on his way to doing great things, and then he lets his ego get in the way. And I know that Dana doesn't always treat everybody with respect and the way that they might want to be treated, but 100% things could have been done differently. And I feel like this all could have been avoided, and we could have had him still fighting in the UFC and able to make things interesting, like I said. But unfortunately, for the organization, for us the fans, and for him, that didn't happen, and that's, I don't know if it will ever happen again. So yeah, we'll move on. UFC Vegas 112, And he can take extra roids there too. Yeah, WWE, 100%. We got Brandon Royval versus Manel Kape. Not the best card. Not the best card at all to end off the ESPN era, and not the best card in the world to end off the year. But as I said, Brandon Royval and Manel Kape, it could be an exciting fight. It could be an exciting fight. It could get crazy because we've seen Royval in a lot of wars, and when Manel Kape gets in there and actually wants to fight, it's a decent fight. And with his record, I think he's the favorite right now as well. So there's potential there. Yeah, he is minus 250 according to Tapology. Brandon Royval's plus 175, which is crazy when you think about the kind of fights that we've seen Brandon Royval in. But yeah, these two are fighting for what, you know, could get them into a position to get a title shot. Now, Brandon Royval's ranked number 3 right now, and he's the underdog, which is crazy. Kape, the undetected Falco. Yeah, and that's the thing, is that's why I say if he gets in there and actually wants to fight and feels like getting in there to fight the way that we know he can, has potential to at least, then it could be a great fight. But if he gets in there with that bullshit like he did against Mokaev, man, it's just like, what are we doing? And we've seen it a couple times where he's just not focused. He's just not being the fighter we know he can be. If you and you know the way that he acts towards Kai Kara France and Israel Adesanya, constantly calling people out, saying they're bitches and talking shit like he does. It's like, can you shut the fuck up and just let your fighting do the talk? Because you can't even talk shit correctly. So for me, I don't like Manel Kape that much because he just he lets his mouth run instead of just doing it all in the cage. You know, at least he backs it up sometimes, I guess, but he's always talking shit to people, more to outside people than he is to his opponent at the moment. Except for Mokaev, which they tried to fight each other outside of the cage. They tried to fight each other in the cage before the fight actually started, and then the fucking fight starts and they don't do any type of fighting. It was one of the most boring and stupid, pointless fights ever. And Manel Kape lost due to that bullshit, and on top of that, Muhammad Mokaev gets cut because he's being an idiot. You know, he's undefeated, acted a fool, made a fucking mockery of the organization, and Dana White had enough of it, on top of the fact that apparently he was hard to deal with in the background as a fighter and as a person. So you cause that many issues. While I don't think they should have cut him, you're gonna get yourself cut for shit like that. And then you put on these antics in the cage when it's time to actually fight and get paid for it, and you don't fucking put up a good fight. What are we doing? He'll put out a video 1 hour ago on YouTube. I wonder what that's about. I'm actually don't even care. It's probably not interesting at all. He's probably still trying to throw a rebuttal out there to Joanna, and none of it makes any sense probably. And I'm sure he's just offering up more excuses on why he's not a woman hater or a woman beater, that it was all just words. Some stupid shit like that. But if you watch it, or if you find out what it was about, throw it in the chat, I guess. Digging this new beat, by the way. Oh, thanks, Infinity. I don't remember if this is one of those ones that I made on Suno. It might be, actually. But yeah. So we got this fight going on. The rest of the card, Giga Chikadze's coming back. That's good. We got Mikhail Jedrzejczyk. His brother is on the main card here, fighting Cesar Almeida. That's a big difference in ages there, but it is what it is. Morgan Charrier versus Melquizel Costa. Kennedy Nzechukwu versus Buchecha. That's a whole other thing. We'll get to that one here in a minute. King Green coming back to fight Lance Gibson. Making his UFC debut. That's I don't know about these fights, man, but you know what, instead of just talking, listing them all, let's get into it. I like to start from the bottom and talk about the prelims before we get to the main card, so let's get started with that. Here we go with the prelims, and I actually put them in the right order this time, so we'll start with that right hand side at the bottom. We got Jamie Lynn Horth versus Teresa Bleda. I think that's how you say that. She's 1-1 in the UFC, 7-1 overall. Jamie Lynn Horth, 3-2 in the UFC, 8-2 overall. This is in the women's flyweight division. it seems like Bleda is coming off a win by unanimous decision. She got stopped by Natalia Silva in her first fight in the UFC by TKO, and that handed her her first loss in her career. And she bounced back and got the win against Gabriela Fernandez. So she's looking to extend that winning streak and get another win in the UFC, while Jamie Lynn Horth is coming in at 3-2 in the UFC. She's coming off a win over Vanessa Demopoulos by unanimous decision. She lost to Miranda Maverick and Veronica Hardy, but she also beat Ivana Petrovic and Haley Cowan. All decision fights, so we're looking at a decision here for the first fight of the night. Let them prove me wrong like they have in the past and come out with a banger of a fight, but I doubt it in this one. And we're probably looking at Jamie Lynn Horth probably coming out with the win here. She is the underdog. Bleda is a -190 slight favorite. It's kind of almost a pick 'em, but I'm thinking Jamie Lynn Horth on this one. So we'll move on to Alan Fry making his UFC debut. That's what these this is in the Apex, by the way, so you can bet that you know, this is a fight card with a bunch of fighters that have kind of salty records or losing records, or on big losing streaks, or are making their UFC debut. That's kind of how these Apex cards go, especially the filler cards. And this is 100% a filler card because of the fact that, you know, it's the last card on ESPN. It's the last card of the year. I don't know that they anticipated having 6 weeks off after this card, so we're not going out with a bang here. UFC 323 was pretty damn good, but this fight card is almost unnecessary. But it gets some of their fighters out of the way with their contract. You know, they get some of the casual you always say that, Tyler. But we do like Tua did actually say that yesterday when I mentioned that this card is not great. When we were doing the interview with Infinity, he did mention the fact that sometimes you get some great fights out of these cards. He was trolling a bit with that because he did say, what are you talking about? Apex cards are always great. But he did make one good point, which is sometimes you get some great fights out of these cards. You don't expect it coming from a card like this. Looking at the records of some of these fighters, the names, the matchups, a lot of times are just off. And but sometimes you get some of the best fights coming out of that. So I won't shit on it 100%, but you know, I also think that main event is somewhat decent. And so but yeah, we got Alan Fry making his UFC debut at 6-0, coming in against Guilherme Pat, also making his UFC debut at 5-0. I believe one, if not both of these guys are coming from Contender Series. Pat was supposed to fight on the Contender Series, and I guess he passed that up after it got canceled, and they just brought him into the UFC for this card, making his debut. Two undefeated fighters going at it to see which one gets their first UFC win. I guess neither one of these guys is coming from contenders. At least Pat had the fight at Contender Series booked, but Fry did not. But they're both undefeated. One at 6-0, one at 5-0. Should be you know, an interesting fight with two undefeated fighters coming in, making their UFC debut in the heavyweight division. Next up, we got Luana Santos versus Melissa Croden. And yeah, Santos is one of those ones you should check out on Instagram, because you won't regret it. But yeah, this is fighting the women's bantamweight division. We got Luana Santos at 4-1 in the UFC, 9-2 overall. Melissa Croden 7-2 overall, 1-0 in the UFC. This is Brazil versus Canada. And let's see. Santos is coming off a win over Tainara Lisboa. That was a submission win in the second round. Before that, she lost to Casey O'Neill by unanimous decision, and then beat Maria Agapova by submission in the first round. A lot of her wins have come by finish. She's only had one decision win in the UFC so far, and her one loss in the UFC is by decision as well. So yeah, at least she gets a lot more finishes than most of these girls do. At least recently she has. Melissa Croden is 1-0 in the UFC. She's coming off a win over Tainara Lisboa as well, and that was a TKO win in the third round. she seems to, in her last 3 fights, have gotten TKO wins. So this fight might be a little more interesting than that first fight of the night. I feel like it's going to be more interesting to watch, and hopefully a better fight too. It has potential at least. So next up in the men's heavyweight division, we got Sean Sharaf, 0-1 in the UFC, 4-1 overall, versus Steven Asplund, making his UFC debut, 6-1 overall. Sharaf is coming off of a loss to Junior Tafa, where he lost in the second round. Croden versus Santos on the hub. Judging by those pictures, I don't remember what Croden looks like overall. I'd have to look her up again, but yeah, that's potentially a good matchup there. Sharaf is coming off that loss to Junior Tafa that handed him his first career loss in his first UFC fight. And then Asplund making his UFC debut, 6-1 overall. He is on a 3-fight win streak coming into this, with one of those wins being in the Contender Series. Santos for sure, man. Croden, I don't know. She's in that picture. She looks like she got prettied up a little bit, but I don't know that that would carry over. But Asplund coming off of Contender Series, like I said, first round finish, 16 seconds, TKO win. Before that, he had a second round TKO win in LFA, and then a third round TKO win as well. So he's got some exciting fights there. His only loss is by submission. Doesn't have a lot of decisions going on. He's got some submissions and TKOs, so this has potential to be a good fight as well. Next up, we got Neil Magny. Holy shit, Neil Magny versus Yaroslav Amosov. Neil Magny, dude, 31-13, 24-12 in the UFC. Crazy. But Amosov is 28-1, so he has a lot of fights as well. Coming in, making his UFC debut, Neil Magny, as we know, is just a salty ass record, man. He is on a 2-fight win streak though. He got a TKO win over Elizu Selesky, and then a submission win over Jake Matthews in his last fight. That was all happened this year, August and September. He fought back-to-back fights. Before that, he was on a 2-fight losing streak, and that's kind of the kind of streak that he's been on. He was on a win-loss until now he's on a loss-loss, win-win. And if that pattern continues, he's gonna lose this one. And he kind of follows those patterns a lot. So Amosov might make his UFC debut with a big win over a name like Neil Magny. He's coming in from Bellator, where he was 8-1. He last fought in CFFC, where he got a submission win in the first round. That was his last fight. Before that, he was in Bellator. He lost a title because he was a champion over there. He lost his title to Jason Jackson by TKO in November of 2023. Amosov recently got slept. It looks like in 2023, so it wasn't that far ago. But yeah, not that long ago. Which fighter is most likely to sing "Everybody Yeah, Rock Your Body"? We're back to the Backstreet Boys. Didn't you ask this question last time? Maybe I didn't answer it. I don't know who would sing that, to be honest with you. But that shit's funny. I think maybe I did respond. Didn't I say like Marab or somebody like that? Because they do just some weird shit. Who knows? I think we could see Sean O'Malley singing a song like that in a parody fucking, TikTok video or some shit. But anyway, so Amosov was a champion in Bellator, so he's coming in. He's got some experience under his belt as well. He was on a long win streak before he got that loss, and I should say long. I mean, that's his only loss on his record, and he lost the belt, unfortunately for him. But that it all led to him coming to the UFC. So let's see what he can do here against a grizzled vet like Neil Magny. Doesn't have the best record in the world. He's definitely beatable, but he's still a tough opponent. A lot of guys have problems getting him out of there and finishing him, much less getting the win, because he is so streaky that you just never know when he's gonna come in and give up the fight quickly, or put on a long drawn out match and get a win. So you never know what's gonna happen with Neil Magny, which makes it a little bit interesting, I guess. Next up, we got Joanna Brito versus Isaac Thompson. Whoa, that is not right. Bagdasarian. Oh shit, did I miss that? Hold on. Prelim. Brito. I did miss that. Oh shit. The Baghdasaryan fight got canceled. That's my bad. And I checked too. I didn't even catch that. Anyway, that sucks, but whatever. It's just a graphic, no big deal. We'll talk about it here anyway. Joanna Brito, 5-3 in the UFC, 17-5 overall. Isaac Thompson making his UFC debut on short notice because Baghdasaryan apparently, let's look here, says he just withdrew. It doesn't say why. So we got Isaac Thompson coming in making his UFC debut. Joanna Brito, 5-3 in the UFC. He's on a 2-fight losing streak, which is tough. Lost to William Gomez and Pat Sabatini, both by unanimous decision. We all listened to that. Do you think about the Days song that everyone made McGregor edits with? Oh fuck, what song is that? I can't picture that. I can't think of that song right now. I'm gonna have to go back because that's gonna bug me. But yeah, Brito on a 2-fight losing streak against Isaac Thompson, making his UFC debut. He is coming from LFA where he was 6-2. He's on a 3-fight win streak. He had 2 decisions and a submission win. So he's on a big 3-fight win streak coming into the UFC, hoping to get his first win against Joanna Brito, who's on a 2-fight losing streak. The Days by Notion or something like that. Yeah, I'll have to check that out because I kind of feel like I know what you're talking about or what song that is, but I can't pinpoint it or hear the beat even in my head. That's gonna bug the shit out of me. Anyway, next up, the featured prelim, the last prelim on this card before we get to the main card. We got Amanda Lemos versus Jillian Robertson. Dude, Jillian Robertson is a fucking beast. She's 13-6 in the UFC, 16-8 overall, but she fights, the way she fights is it's just fun to watch. She had a great showing against Marina Rodriguez in a second round TKO win in her last fight. She's on a 5-fight win streak with wins over, a 4-fight win streak with wins over Polyana Viana, where she got a performance of the night bonus TKO win in the second round. Michelle Watterson, Luana Pinheiro, both decisions, unanimous, and then Marina Rodriguez by TKO in her last fight. Her last loss was in 2023 against Tabitha Ricci, but that's a tough-ass opponent. And she goes on long win streaks, at least 2 or 3 fights in a row. She wins, and then she gets 1 loss, and then wins a few more in a row. So, but her fighting style is aggressive. She's great on the ground. She has good stand-up. It's just fun to watch. But she's going up against Amanda Lemos, who has, a 9-5 record. She's coming off a loss to Tatiana Suarez. It wasn't like too much domination. If I remember correctly. I mean, obviously Tatiana won by unanimous decision, but I do think she put up maybe I'm thinking about that one wrong. I don't fully remember if she put up a decent fight against Tatiana. That feels like so long ago, but that was in September. But she beat Yasmin Lucindo, lost to Virna Jandiroba. It seems like she loses to the upper echelon of the division, but Jillian Robertson is definitely one of the tougher opponents in this division. She beat Mackenzie Dern by unanimous decision, who's the current champion. They did get fight of the night for that one, but she did win. So she has a win over her, the champ right now. She did lose in the one title fight that she had against Weili Zhang, which, that wasn't a great fight for her there. But she's put together some good wins over some big names, but loses against the highest levels, except for Mackenzie Dern, but she wasn't the champ at that time. That was back in 2024. Robertson is really impressive, Tyler. That last fight especially, I was just like, holy shit. Every time I watch this girl fight, it's a crazy fight. Her pressure and her pace is impressive as hell. So I definitely think that Jillian Robertson has a great chance at winning this fight. So, but I think it's a good fight to lead us into the main card. So let's get to that here and now, and get to talking about the main card, starting with the first fight on that card, on the main card, which is King Green. Of course, we know Bobby Green changed his name, King Green now. I thought he changed it back, but it's still listed as King Green everywhere. So I don't know what happened. But he's fighting a guy coming in for his UFC debut in Lance Gibson Jr., who was in the Bellator before, as you can see by the glove on his hand there. But couldn't find any other pictures, so I had to go with the one that showcased the Bellator glove, but it is what it is. But King Green, you know, 32-17, 13-12 in the UFC. Crazy record, man. But you know, we get some great fights coming from King Green. He either gets dropped quickly or he, you know, puts on an impressive performance and gets some finishes of his own. But he's fighting a guy and making his UFC debut, so this could either be really bad for him or really good for him. I don't think it's going to be anything in between because that's kind of how King Green fights. I like the guy, but yeah, his fights are just, it's crazy. He's on a 2-fight losing streak where he lost to Paddy Pimblett by submission and then lost to Mauricio Hufi by TKO, which was that nasty spinning heel kick that he caught to the head, put him out cold in the first round. He's fighting a bit of a can crusher, I think. Oh, and Gibson, yeah. Yeah, so I don't know. I mean, this might be a good, this is what I mean. It could be really good for him because it's a great way to bounce back from a 2-fight losing streak. But it's not the best because it's a, you know, it's a guy who's coming over from a different organization that, you know, making his debut. It's not going to be the most impressive, but it's a way to bounce back. Look at the records of the guys he's beat. Yeah, I'm going to get to that in just a second. But yeah, it's a tough one for King Green, and it might be, you know, it might be the end for him. Anakinski MMA. Hey, what's up? Welcome in. It's going well. We're just talking about this last card of the UFC for 2025 and of the ESPN era, because that shit is over after this. Moving to Paramount Plus. Don't have to pay for the pay-per-views anymore, and I'm fucking pretty happy about that. So Green is a favorite in this fight. Yeah, that's what I was about to look at too. Oh wait, it's not showing me the it doesn't give me odds on this one. Damn it. Well, I don't want to look it up. I'll take your word for it. Yeah, fighting against a guy in his UFC debut. I could see why he'd be the favorite. And according to Tyler, he said that the guys that he's beat are all canned. They just seem to not have a lot of, oh shit, yeah. We're talking 1-0, 2-0, 3 oh no, those are his records. I'm sorry. What a dumbass. Ooh, 19-42. What the fuck? 2 fights ago, he fought a guy that was 19-42. I see what you're saying, Tyler. Holy shit, 15-12. I mean, there's only a couple in there that are kind of crazy, but yeah, most of these guys have like 500 records. So that's what he means by can crusher. So you're not too far off, Tyler. I don't know if he's ready for a guy like King Green in the UFC, but this might be his jump off point, you know? Sometimes these guys come in ass. Yeah, trying to give him the benefit of the doubt here, man, but I fully understand what you're saying. But sometimes these guys come in and they perform well under the bright lights and the bigger organizations, the bigger crowds. Sometimes that's what they need, but you never know. But yeah, he's on a 2-fight win streak coming in, as King Green is on a 2-fight losing streak. I mean, he's 9-1 overall. He doesn't have a ton of fights, especially when you match it up against Green. He's 30, so he's, you know, he should be in his prime right now, but who knows? King Green, 39, man. He's pushing 40 right there. It's tough when you're on a 2-fight losing streak too, coming in, and if you lose against a guy making his debut with a very short record like he has, it's tough. I still can't get over the fact that Green beat Grant Dawson the way he did. Yeah, that's what I don't understand about Bobby, or about King Green. He has the weirdest record. He has the weirdest wins over people. The way that he's beaten some of these guys. Yeah, 33 seconds in the first round against Grant Dawson. Crazy. Obviously, he beat Tony Ferguson. That was when Tony Ferguson was, you know, dying out there. But yeah, just the way that some of the wins he gets, some of the ways that he fights, it's crazy to think that he pulls it off like he does. But fuck, man, he's at his end here, I think. If he doesn't get this win against a guy making his debut, and not having a crazy record and stuff like that, it's going to be a tough one to keep him around. But the UFC has kept him around this long, and he's might have gone on a 3-fight losing streak in the past. But oh, I guess I should probably show the other picks real quick. But let's look at he's only He's only had a 2-fight losing streak at the most. So he has lost 3 in a row. Way back in 2014, 2016, and 2017, he lost 3 in a row between those years. Edson Barboza, Dustin Poirier, and Rashid Magomedov. Other than that, he's only lost 2 in a row one other time. Every other thing is win-loss, win-loss, win-loss until now. So I'm Canadian, but I think he's getting the shot because I believe his dad was in the UFC. Who's that? Are you talking about Gibson? Yeah, I don't know about that one, but you might be right on that. You've been right pretty much. Thoughts on Francis's career choices? Horrible, man. I think you missed it. All is good in the beginning. We talked about it. His career decisions are garbage. He can't do an interview to save his life, and on top of that, he just doesn't seem to be able to get his head out of his ass long enough to pay attention to what he should be doing. And he's making very poor choices, and he's not looking like the best of guys to work with or work around. And he just hasn't been active. And I know that he's had a lot of shit going on in his life, but he needs to get back to doing what he knows how to do best, and that's fighting and MMA, and stop worrying about boxing and other bullshit. He's even talking about wanting to box Deontay Wilder, and I'm like, bro, I know Deontay's a wild fighter and you could probably catch him, but that might be a bad idea, because he's the bronze bomber for a reason, and he can knock him the fuck out like Anthony Joshua did. Even though I don't think he's the same type of fighter as Joshua technically, but yes, I think Lance Sr. was in the UFC. Okay, that's good knowledge there. But yeah, it's just fuck, man. Poor choices all the way around from Francis, unfortunately, because I think he has, a lot more to give the fight game, but he's just not taking advantage. So we'll see what happens in the future here for him. But it sounds like his PFL contract's coming up to an end, so maybe he gets one more fight, gets it done, prove something in that one fight. Except I don't know who the fuck he would fight, because they're not going to give him a title fight in his last fight of his contract. There's no way, unless they know for a fact that they can sign him back on. But before I forget, while everybody's here, make sure you hit that like button, please, while you're here, before you take off, or before we get done. And also, I would appreciate it if you subscribe if you haven't already. I've seen a decent amount of people in and out of here. I should have said it earlier, but at least hit that like button while you're here if you don't mind. That helps out the channel. Appreciate it. So anyway, let's move on to the next fight on the main card. Kennedy Jedrzejczyk versus Marcus Buchecha. Jedrzejczyk 14-6 overall, 8-6 in UFC, 10-2 by KO TKO. Double digits in that KO TKO column is always good to see, because he's gonna be he's got some power, he can finish people on the feet. But then you look at subs and it's like 1 and 2. Damn, going up against a guy who's a submission artist because he's a jiu-jitsu guy. Buchecha is some butt. Yeah. He looked like garbage in his last fight. It was a horrible first fight for him in the UFC, because a lot of people were expecting a lot more out of him, but he could have proven something. But he's got a chance to bounce back. And Jedrzejczyk has horrible wrestling and grappling. Like he can't defend a takedown for shit. And he's 3-2 by decision, coming off a loss. Obviously, so is Buchecha in his only other fight in the UFC. But in Jedrzejczyk, he's been submitted twice, as we saw there. He's only submitted one person. He got submitted in his last fight against Walter Walker, but who hasn't? Who has fought Walter by heel hook in the first round? There was no way in hell Kennedy was getting away from that one. And with Buchecha being as high level as he is in jiu-jitsu, it's not looking good for him in this fight either. Before he lost to Walter, he was on a 2-fight win streak with wins against Chris Barnett and Lucas Brzeski, where he got a performance of the night bonus on that one. 2 first-round TKO finishes. So if he can get the TKO in the first round and catch Buchecha, which is possible, before Buchecha gets him to the ground, then he has the chance of winning. But if this fight gets past Tua, what's up, Tua? Yeah, if this fight gets past gets past him trying to knock out Buchecha's gonna get him down, because Jedrzejczyk doesn't have great takedown defense, and he's gonna get him to the ground and submit his ass as fast as Walter Walker did. But he's got to get him there first, because the fight starts on the feet, you got to remember. So we'll have to wait and see how it pans out. But for Buchecha, he's 4-0 by submission, 0-2 by decision, and 1-0 by KO TKO. He's never been stopped on the feet, but you know, he only has 7 total fights in MMA. So it's not saying a whole lot. But when it comes down to it, that's what Jedrzejczyk is going to be looking for, is that TKO win, stopping him on the feet and not letting it get to the ground, where Buchecha is the best on the ground for his fight game. So he does have 1 TKO win, which is, you know, I guess a feat of some sort. I don't know if he's going to catch Kennedy before Kennedy catches him, so that's a chance he's going to have to take. Otherwise, if he's smart, he tries to get it down to the ground quickly. So that'll be an interesting fight to see. I don't know how exciting it'll be, but it'll be interesting. So we'll move on to the only person better in BJJ than Rodolfo Vieira is Buchecha. Yeah, I mean, dude, there was so much hype around him coming into the UFC, because they're like, oh shit, we got a jiu-jitsu specialist coming into the heavyweight division of the UFC, which is gonna, you know, stir some shit up there. But that first fight that he had was not impressive whatsoever on his end, where he lost to Martin Buday by unanimous decision, and it was just a sloppy mess of a fight. And yeah, it was just not fun, not fun to watch, and it was just not a good fight for him. So we'll see if he does better against Jedrzejczyk. Walter Walker should fight Buchecha. Oh shit, that would be interesting, because those motherfuckers would be going for submissions left and right. What if he caught Buchecha by a heel hook as well? That shit would be nuts. But that would be fun to watch for sure. Let's move on to Melquizael Costa versus Morgan Charrier. This should be a fun fight, I think. In the men's featherweight division, we got 24-7 for Costa, 5-2 in the UFC, 7-2 by KO TKO, 8-2 by sub, 9-3 by decision. He's on a 4-fight win streak, which is impressive. Whatever that just said. I'm assuming that's because you probably don't know how to say his name. I can't even say what you spelled there. Fight was so ass. Buday got cut after winning. That's right, he did get cut after winning that fight. I forgot about that. Costa looks like a zombie. He does. Between the crazy hair and the skin condition that he has, yeah, it's nuts, man. He's got a real crazy look. But he's on a 4-fight win streak. And Morgan Charrier coming in at 21-11, 3-2 in the UFC, 13-0 by KO TKO. That's fucking impressive. Yeah, Buday got cut after he beat Buchecha, which is fucking weird. But it was a fucked up ass. It was a fuck ass fight. Really, that's the only way to describe it. It sucked. It sucked so bad. But the Charrier's never been stopped on the feet. 13-0 there, so he's going to be headhunting for sure. 3-1 by submission, 5-10 by decision is a horrible fucking stat for him. Holy shit. Don't let it go to decision for Charrier, because he's going to lose. Yeah, that fight was garbage. So let's take a look at Costa. He's on that 4-fight win streak with wins over Julian Erosa, Christian Rodriguez, Andre Fili, and Shailin Nordenbecky, I think. 2 submission wins and then 2 unanimous decision wins. He did get a performance or a fight of the night bonus against Julian Erosa in that last fight back in May of this year. Hasn't lost since 2023, where he lost to Steve Garcia, which is oh yeah, UFC BJJ is on. Did Frank Mir's daughter win? I saw she was about to fight when I got on here. I got Costa by sub though. That's probably a good guess. That's if Charrier doesn't knock his fucking head off first, because if I remember right, Costa will stand. France hasn't lost their momentum. What? But yeah, I mean, if Charrier, it was awesome. What are you talking about? Were you talking about the Mir fight I was asking about? But yeah, Charrier is gonna come in, definitely trying to knock his ass out. So we'll see what kind of a fight we get here, considering the styles that both these guys have. But I think it's gonna be a fun fight. Charrier is coming off a win over Nate Landwehr, Nate the Train. 27 seconds into the 3rd round, he got a TKO win. They got fight of the night for that one. He lost to Nathaniel Wood before that. Man, 3 out of his 4 fights, he's gotten performance of the night and 2 fight of the night bonuses for Charrier. So Make that 5. I'm sorry, I missed that one. 4 out of his last 5 fights, including one of those being a loss to Chepe Mariscal, where they still got a fight of the night bonus. France is on a roll. The card in France. Oh, got you. DM 1, BSD 1, Manon 1. French fighters are on a roll. Got you. Now I know what you're saying. Falcons and Bucks wearing retro uniforms. I fucking hate some of these retro uniforms, man. Who's winning in that game, though? My daughter's a Falcons fan, so what do you think is the true essence of Usman's personality? I think he's fucking I think 14-13 Atlanta. Oh shit, it's too close. Those motherfuckers give up leads like fucking, I don't even know. True essence? Yeah, I know. I think he's kind of like Ngannou. He's a little bit entitled. He thinks very highly of himself, and while he's had a lot of he has a lot of accolades to his name, right? But I don't know that he's at that level anymore. And while he should be respected for the title reign he had, I do think that he might think a little more of himself than he should. So I mean, I like the guy, but especially with especially with him being on a podcast now with fucking Triple C, Henry Cejudo, he's more cringy than ever. And this game is hilarious. A few body slams. Oh shit. I don't have it on. I probably should have turned it on, but yeah. So I don't know. Usman is one of those guys that's just I'm not impressed with his attitude and personality. A lot of times it's unfortunate too, because I like the guy a lot when I first started watching him fight, but Marty's a little full of himself. So anyway, yeah. Tua says, what'd you say? Costa subs Brown 3. Okay, yeah, I could see that happening. But Charrier, he's gonna be hungry for a win, but Costa's on that 4-fight win streak, so he might be looking to extend that and wanting to climb up the rankings. He's ranked number 15 right now. I keep forgetting to change it over and show the pictures, but yeah, he's definitely good with the subs. And Charrier, he's better on the feet than he is with submissions. He's got a losing record when it comes to submissions. He's 3-1, but 13-0 by KO TKO. So he's only lost once by submission, but Costa, I think, could definitely get him there. Natural grass, weird looking these days. All right, let's move on to Cesar Almeida versus Cezary Oleksiejczuk. That's a fucking tough name to say. And fucking the spelling, holy shit, every letter in the alphabet, it looks like. When you have a name where there's a Z in the first name and a Z in the second name, it's a fucked up name. That's a lot of shit. It is worse to get TKO'd by Evloev or Aljo if you aren't TJ with one arm. It would be worse to get TKO'd by Evloev, honestly. Aljo, mouthful, no yeah. Shit, I don't have my sounds up. 2 Caesars. Oh yeah. Cezary and Cesar, technically. I'm taking Cezary for some stupid reason. Well, he's 12 years younger than fucking Cesar Almeida, so that might be one reason why. He is on a 4-fight win streak outside of the UFC. He's making his UFC debut, coming in from the Contender Series. As you see, he's 9-0 by KO TKO, 2-1 by submission, 5-2 by decision. Fighting Nerd product. Oh yeah, because Oleksiejczuk's Mikel, his brother, is over with the Fighting Nerds too, so yeah, that's dope. Debutant is not a good stat. No, not at all. But he's making his debut. Sometimes they're the hungriest ones, though. I will say that. But and he's coming from that fight camp. He's got his brother who's pretty been pretty successful. So you never know what you're gonna get with a guy like this coming into the UFC, making his debut, especially being as young as he is, going up against somebody with a fucking 7-1 record overall, 3-1 in the UFC. He's never been stopped. He's only been finished or only lost one fight by decision. So he's never submitted anybody though. He's 5-0 by KO TKO and 2-1 by decision, which is weird being Brazilian with the name Almeida and he hasn't subbed anybody. That's a little bit strange. I want to make sure I got that stat right because that seems off. Nope, that's 100% the way it is. So he's coming off of a 2 wins over Ihor Pretoria by unanimous decision, and his last fight against Abdul Razak Al Hassan, he got a TKO win in the first round. Got a performance in the night bonus there. He lost to Roman Kopylov by split decision, but then beat Dylan Budka in his first fight in the UFC, where he got a performance in the night bonus on that one as well. Jedrzejczyk is Polish, right? Yes, he is. Yeah, and Cesar Almeida came from the Contender Series as well, where he got a unanimous decision win there back in 2023. So Jedrzejczyk is coming from the Contender Series. That was where he fought last, and he got a 36 seconds into the first round, got a TKO win over Theo Haig back in September. So, but he's on a big TKO winning streak. I mean, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 fights, one of those being a modified rules boxing in a cage, which is weird, but he's got 5 wins in a row, all by TKO, and all in the first round except for one. I love Poland. If him and his brother were alive in 1939, history might be different. Poland helped the Haitians during the revolution. Some fucking history stats going on here. What's going on? But yeah, I think this is an interesting fight, considering, you know, it seems like Almeida likes to fight on the feet with all these TKO wins in his last 5 fights, including a 36-second win in the first round in the Contender Series. So, and then Almeida has never been finished on the feet or on the ground. So it's going to be interesting. One guy making his debut, one guy going for, you know, another win in the UFC, and being the age he is, he's definitely hungry to try to climb the ranks as quickly as possible. But yeah, it should be an interesting fight. So we'll see how this goes. Let's get to this co-main event here. Giga Chikadze versus Kevin Vallejos, or Vallejo, yeah, Vallejos. Shit, Falcons got a linebacker with the number 0 named Diablo. What the fuck? Really? That I did not know. But yeah, we got Giga Chikadze coming back after being out for a while, if I remember correctly. Let me look and see. Oh no, he only fought once this year though. Feels like forever. It seems like he only fights like 1 time a year. That's the problem. He fights like ever since 2022. He's only fought once a year. So this year, finally, he's fighting twice in a year. 2021 was the last time he fought more than once. But back then, he had four fights in a row that he got performance of the night bonuses in, and 1 fight of the night bonus. But he hasn't had a bonus since. Viejo's gonna beat the shit out of Giga. Oh, yeah. Unfortunately, I was getting to that, but yeah, I think Giga's gonna suffer his 3rd loss in a row, because he's got two losses right now to Arnold Allen and David Onama, and Vallejos is a beast, man. He's been on a roll with that 2-fight win streak, looking hella fucking impressive. Giga's 9-0 on the 9-0 by KO TKO, 1-1 by sub, and 5-4 by decision. So he hasn't been finished on the feet, but he's lost 2 in a row. So that doesn't help anything. That was both decision losses there. Still has a winning record by decision, but it's not by much. So the Bucks just took the lead. Ah, fuck. When Ilya Topuria KOs you, you win your next fight. When Josh Emmett KOs you, you start noticing the truth. Yep, that is about how that goes. Vallejos was actually one of those guys that fought more than once in the Contender Series. He's 1-1. He got a loss back in 2023, and then went back to Samurai Fight House and continued on his title reign there. He got 2 TKO wins in a row, and then found his way back to the Contender Series, where he got a 1st round finish over Cam Teague by TKO. Then his first UFC fight against Sungwoo Choi, he got a 1st round finish by TKO as well. And his last fight was against Danny Silva, a unanimous decision win there. So, but he's one of those guys that's a very aggressive fighter, and I feel like he's got the talent to go far. And I think that Giga kick doesn't work as well anymore as it used to. And I just feel like he's on this losing streak, and I'm not sure he's going to be able to bounce back from that losing streak against somebody like Viejos. So this should be a fun co-main event, and that leads us to the main, where I think has some real good potential. And I mean, I'm not going to say I'm excited, but I do think they have some potential to have a decent fight for this main event. Brandon Royval versus Manel Kape. And you know, Royval, he's been involved in some wars and some great fights, some real crazy wars, and I feel like he's definitely an exciting fighter to watch, regardless of whether he wins or loses. It's a fun fight to watch. He is coming off a loss. I can't believe Kape is the favorite. Yeah, I know. I mean, it might have to do with the fact that he's on a 2-fight win streak. He's never been finished on the feet. Brandon Royval's coming off a loss, but still, yeah, just I don't know how he's the favorite either. That's weird. Tua, I never know if you're trolling or not, because you always seem to go for the guy everyone's like, what the fuck is this? But apparently Tua thinks Kape is gonna get the finish. But I mean, it's possible for sure. I mean, 13-0 by KO TKO. Manel Kape is good. We just seen him pull some shit, you know what I mean? Over who though? Suham Mabayev. Brandon Royval, I think, is a lot more of a tougher opponent than Manel Kape has been facing. Royval is 7-4 in the UFC, 4-1 by KO TKO, 9-1 by sub, and 4-6 by decision. So he definitely doesn't want to go to decision. He has a losing record there. Kape is 13-0, like I said, by KO TKO. He's 6-3 in the UFC, 5-2 by sub, 3-5 by decision, and on a 2-fight win streak. Let's take a look at Royval and what who he's coming off a loss to, and that was that Joshua Van fight. That was a crazy fight. They got fight of the night for that one, and that's what I'm talking about. He put up a damn good fight against a guy who I know won the title because of an injury, but still looked good on his way up to that title shot. So you got to give it to Joshua Van, and he lost to Joshua Van by unanimous decision, but it was a crazy fight. Royval gonna take it to Kape. That plays into Manel's strength. Manel doesn't know throw combinations, which I don't like, and leaves his hands low. Yeah, and you know, Brandon Royval is definitely gonna take the fight to him, but he's skilled with it too. You know, I think he's got the skills to take advantage of those imperfections from Manel Kape and the things that he struggles with. So I think he could take advantage of that and get the better of him. Before he lost to Joshua Van, he beat Tatsuro Taira, where he also got a fight of the night bonus, and then he beat Brandon Moreno by split decision as well. Manel doesn't throw punches; he throws 1-2 poke combos. Oh shit, that's a good one. That's true too. But yeah, Royval's got a lot of performance of the night and fight of the night bonuses, and that's why I say he's an exciting fighter to watch. He lost to Pantoja by unanimous decision, but he put up a good fight, even though Pantoja just gets hit a lot, and that happens. So a lot of people can look good against him, whether they win or lose against him. But even if they lose, they could still look good in the fight because Pantoja just gets hit so much. It's crazy. But yeah, he did put up a decent fight against him, bounced back and won 2 in a row against a former champion in Brandon Moreno, and that was a good fight for him there. He a lot of close fights, but you know, win or lose, it's exciting, and he puts up a great fight. So that's Brandon Royval. And let's look at Manel Kape and who he's coming off these wins to. Being on a 2-fight win streak, he beat Suham Mabayev, where he got a performance of the night bonus. He won by TKO in the 3rd round, and then he beat Bruno Silva by TKO in the 3rd round as well. Renato Canuto is putting on a clinic. He needs a finish though. Oh, UFC BJJ. Okay. Then win over Asu is looking nice. Oh. Yeah, I mean, his last loss was to Muhammad Mukayev, which is the fight I was talking about earlier, where, you know, he pulled that stupid dumbass shit that him and Mukayev were doing. Mukayev gets cut even though he beat Manel Kape, and Mukayev was undefeated as well, and they still cut his ass for acting like a fool. But they didn't cut Kape, which is weird. But yeah, Manel Kape coming off a 2-fight win streak, and one of those getting a performance of the night bonus. I poked the TKO against Asu, by the way. Tyler won't let it go. But yeah, I do remember him eye poking or whatever, but you know, it is what it is. He got a performance of the night bonus and got the win. He's on a 2-fight win streak, but I do think Royval has the skills to beat him. Yeah, that's what the Falcons do, unfortunately, Tua. I hate saying that, but you know, and I know you like Kape. I know. I just think that Brandon Royval is going to put up a damn good fight, and he has a great chance of beating Manel Kape. But Kape being on a 2-fight win streak, and you know, having those 13-0 in that KO TKO division, he's got a chance of getting that win as well, especially if he eye pokes. So that's it for the main event, and that's it for that card, except for the fight wheel predictions. Let's get to those real quick before we get out of here. Oh, let's take a look at how the fight wheel did in the last predictions. Petr Yan getting a win. That was right. I remember thinking these are some fucked up ass predictions because I didn't see us getting 2 new champions. I thought maybe 1, but not 2. I think I like Manel because he's from Angola. It's rare to have African representation, and he's a cool character. Last time it was 100, I believe. Yeah, because the last fight was I'm sorry, that fight against Guzkov and Blachowicz was a draw, so that one gets gets pushed away. Null and void on that one. So yeah, we went 4 for 4. Tatsuro Taira, Peyton Talbot, Joshua Van, and Petr Yan all getting the wins, and that's what the fight wheel predicted, which is crazy. So I should have bet on those fucking fights. What was I thinking? But I didn't. I don't give a fuck where he's from. He's a cheater. Yeah, I don't like the way he carries himself either, man. That's what I was talking about earlier, Tua. I don't think you're here for that one. I hate the bullshit that he does, calling everybody bitches, yelling at people for no fucking reason. He always shows more aggression against someone else other than his opponent, with the exception of Muhammad Makayev, where he just pulled that stupid bullshit. But on top of that, he's just constantly going after somebody, and it doesn't even matter. He just does some dumb shit. I hate the way he carries himself. He needs to have a little more fucking dignity, I guess. I don't even know what to say. It's just he's annoying with the shit that he does, and it's just stupid. So that's why I don't like Manel Kape all that much, but maybe I'm just a hater. I don't know. He's a great fighter though. I'll give him that. So let's get to these fight wheel predictions and see what the fight wheel has for us this week. Here we go with our first spin. We got 6 fights on the last card of the year, UFC Vegas 112. We got Kevin Vallejos to beat Giga Chikadze, which is definitely a possibility. So Vallejos beating Giga. Actually, let me make sure, because I do that a lot, where I fuck up the order or I fuck up the opponent, and then I mess up all the predictions. Vallejos versus Giga. Yeah. So let me get back to this. Where'd it go? Fuck. There it is. So we remove that name. We'll remove Giga. Where is it? There it is. There we go. All right. Next one. 1 down, 5 to go. Here we go. Fight wheel predictions for UFC Vegas 112. Oh shit. Main event. Oh, Manel Kape Tua. There you go. Manel Kape to beat Brandon Royval. I'm not sure about that one, but that's what the fight wheel is predicting, and it was 100% correct the last time. So I guess I can't doubt it too much this week. Which fighter is most likely to take their local kickball league to a little too seriously? How about Kamaru Usman, who you're talking about earlier, because he takes everything he does too seriously. He'll say he's the greatest ever, but he can't even run on concrete because his knees will give out on him. But yet he's the best ever at kickball. So you know what I'm saying? Maybe that's a good call, maybe not, but funny regardless. Kevin Vallejos and Manel Kape so far predicted by the fight wheel. Lance Gibson Jr. making his UFC debut to beat King Green. That's definitely a possibility. I don't know that that's the way that's going to go, because King Green usually does pretty well when he's coming off some bad losses and stuff, especially against somebody who might not be on his level, but you never know. So Gibson to get the win in his UFC debut against King Green. 3 down, 3 to go for the fight wheel predictions. I never heard of Lance Gibson Jr. Yeah, he's making his UFC debut. He was in Bellator before. Apparently his dad was in the UFC before, according to Tyler. Melquizael Costa to beat Morgan Charrier, which is definitely a possibility. Where's Morgan Charrier's name? There we go. So Costa to get that win. 2 fights left on the fight wheel predictions for the last fight of 2025. Junior's a good money though. Yeah, I mean, he's 9, what is it, 7-1, 9-1, something like that. Oh, Buchecha to get his first official UFC win over Kennedy and Jedrzejczyk, according to the fight wheel. So Buchecha, we'll see if he can make up for that shitty ass fight from last time. Buchecha. I almost forgot how to spell it. One more fight to go. Cesar Almeida versus Cezary Oleksiejczuk, and it looks like Cesar Almeida to get the win and to beat Cezary Oleksiejczuk in his UFC debut. I'm not sure about that one. I think Oleksiejczuk's got that one, but again, the fight wheel predicted 100% correctly last week, or yeah, last week. So yep, those are your fight wheel predictions. Kevin Vallejos to beat Giga Chikadze, Manel Kape to beat Brandon Royval in the main event, Lance Gibson Jr. to beat King Green, Melquizael Costa to beat Morgan Charrier, Marcus Buchecha to beat Kennedy and Jedrzejczyk, and Cesar Almeida to beat Cezary Oleksiejczuk. So those are your fight wheel predictions. Totally random, but went 100% last week. So, you know, there's a little bit behind that. So there you go. Those are your fight wheel predictions for UFC Vegas 112, the last fight of 2025, the last fight of the ESPN era, and the last fight for 6 fucking weeks from now. We got to wait 6 weeks, and that sucks ass. So make sure you hang in there with me, guys, because I will have more content coming. We're going to have the recap of this fight happening on Sunday, so don't forget about that. I'm betting 1 month of child support on Kevin Vallejos. Great stream this evening, GRP. Thanks for the fight preview and latest topic. Hey, thank you, 78 Northwest. Appreciate you for jumping in and supporting as always. Yeah, so just hang in there with me, guys. I'm gonna have some content coming for you. We got the recap on Sunday of UFC Vegas 112. I will continue to go over any other topics that are happening throughout the MMA world. I'll probably take Christmas off, and maybe even New Year's, I don't know, but I'm gonna be doing at least 1 show a week, and I'll have some kind of content for you. We're gonna do, you know, if you guys have ideas, drop them in the comments below. Let me know what you think I should go over, what you think I should be covering, what kind of content you want to see for the next few weeks. And I'll be trying to work on my social media as well, so go follow all of that. Make sure you hit the like button before you get out of here, and please make sure that you subscribe and hit that notification bell as well before you leave. If you don't mind, if you like listening to this at all, please hit that like button. That's it for me. Hang in there with me, guys. We'll have stuff coming for you regardless of no fights happening. Take it easy. Enjoy the fights. I'm out of here. Peace.